Thank you very much. Indeed, I'm Hilda Terlemezyan. I work at Plovdiv University, PaisiiHilendarski, and I have been teaching English and methodology of teaching English to future primary school teachers. I'm also the vice dean of the educational faculty, and my priority is the quality of education we offer to our students. Who, once again, I would like to say are either primary school teachers or kindergarten teachers who will also be able to teach English in their practice. The central idea I would like to explore is that discussion should not be understood as another speaking activity, because it is and has always been much more than that. It is a way of organizing language around interaction, meaning making, and critical thinking. In many English as a foreign language classrooms, students lack the opportunity of participating in spontaneous communication, and it very often is impossible to create such environment for authentic use. And still, classroom discussions can get this can bridge this gap. It gives learners reason to speak, to listen, to respond, negotiate meaning, and participate actively in the language. In this presentation, I will first look at the theoretical background of discussion-based pedagogy. Then I will discuss its major benefits and classroom modalities. Then I will talk about some implication challenges, and I will also the implication challenges will be related mostly with learner participation, teacher preparation, assessment, the involvement of technology, and AI. This study is based on, it is theoretical analytical study, which is based on the research of and work of 25 researchers from throughout the world involved with English as foreign language teaching. All of us have observed that shift from teacher fronted delivery to dialogic meaning making. In older, more traditional models, language learning was often organized around the teacher as the main source of knowledge. And the teacher was the one who explained grammar, provided vocabulary, corrected mistakes, and controlled the whole flow of communication. Students were only expected to provide correct answers or correct their mistakes, listen, repeat, memorize, while still the teacher's knowledge and participation has its value. But if the whole teaching remains focused on the teacher, students may never develop that ability to use English spontaneously. And the discussion-based pedagogy can change this dynamic. It moves the classroom from isolated forms and accuracy focused exercises towards socially shared inquiry. Learners are invited to exchange ideas, ask questions, respond, disagree, agree respectfully, and clarify meaning. So that is why discussion is important, because it transforms the classroom from a place where language is displayed into a place where language is used. The Four theoretical pillars that support classroom interaction are the communicative language teaching, the social cultural theory, translanguaging pedagogy, and the interactional competence theory. The communicative language teaching and approach, which occurred in the 70s previous century with its weak and strong versions, states that language is either taught to be used or used to be learned. So it focuses on the fact that students should be given the opportunity to use English for authentic purposes and be able to express ideas, share opinions, negotiate meaning, and respond to others. The other pillar is the social cultural theory. That reminds us that learning is socially mediated and interaction skills developed through interaction with more capable peers, teachers, and the classroom community. Discussion creates opportunities for collaboration, feedback, and shared construction of meaning. The third pillar is the translanguaging pedagogy, which states that learners do not think in only one language. They draw on their full linguistic repertoire, and that theory allows students to prepare ideas, clarify meaning, brainstorm ideas in their mother tongue, and then continue and present their ideas in the target language. The fourth pillar is the interactional competence theory, which focuses on the ability to manage interaction itself, because communicative competence is not only about linguistic competence, but it involves also knowledge about turn-taking, preparing misunderstanding, and inviting others into conversation, agreeing, disagreeing, and building on previous contributions. The structured discussions have multidimensional value, and on one part we have the linguistic and cognitive dimension. When learners participate in discussion, they need to retrieve vocabulary, monitor grammar, listen to others, and respond quickly. They also could compare perspectives, evaluate information, and construct arguments. In this way, discussion connects language use with higher order thinking. Second, there is the affective and the social dimension. Many learners experience anxiety, and if they're involved in constructive discussion, then their anxiety will be reduced. Pair work, group work discussions, collaborative environment gives them support, and they gradually develop confidence. And the third dimension is the intercultural one. Discussion allows learners to engage in cultural topics, global issues, different values, and alternative viewpoints. This is especially important today when English often functions as the language of international communication. And learners do not only need linguistic competence, but also they have to display intercultural sensitivity. I will look at 5 discussion modalities which were outlined in the research of 25 scholars. The first is the critical and analytical discussion that includes debates, Socratic seminars, and thematic discussions. The second one is task-based and problem-solving discussion. Here, learners use English to complete a task, solve a problem, make a decision, or plan something together. The third one is drama and role play discussion, which involves students in simulations, role plays, interviews, negotiations. The fourth one is the translanguaging based discussion. Learners may use their mother tongue and to support their thinking, planning, and clarification, and then move toward English production. And the fifth one is the global and online form of discussion. Through online platforms, video conferences, forums, and international exchange, students can communicate with wider audiences and develop intercultural and digital communication skills. First, I will look more closely at the two the important modalities: critical and analytical discussions, and task-based and problem-solving discussions. Critical and analytical discussions are especially useful for developing academic language and higher order thinking. They ask students not simply to answer questions, but to take positions, to support opinions, and respond to counter arguments. They need background knowledge, useful vocabulary, sentence stems, and models of how to agree, disagree, qualify a claim, and refer to evidence. Task-based and problem-solving discussions are also highly effective because they give learners a practical reason to communicate. Students may need to rank options, solve a case, design a project, or plan an event, and make a group discussion. The advantage is that attention moves from the language to achieving the shared goal. Drama and translanguaging modalities. Drama and role play introduce an embodied and performative dimension to language learning. Students do not only talk about communication, they practice communication in simulated context. For example, they may practice job interview, negotiate a travel problem, resolve a misunderstanding, or participate in service encounter. And these situations require learners to adjust tone, register politeness strategies, and body language. After role plays and simulations, reflection is essential because students can discuss which strategies worked, which phrases led to misunderstanding, and how coping strategies can be implemented. Translanguaging-based discussion is different but equally important. It recognizes that multilingual learners often use more than one language to think, prepare, and understand complex ideas. For example, students may brainstorm in their first language and compare concepts and then present in the foreign language. For lower proficiency students, translanguaging can reduce anxiety and help them remain cognitively engaged. It also sends an important message, saying that learners' linguistic identities are resources and not obstacles. The global and online modalities also expand the interactional space. Discussion is no longer limited to the physical classroom. Digital platforms have expanded the interactional space for English as a foreign language learning. Global and online discussions allow learners to communicate with audiences beyond the immediate classroom. English becomes not only a school subject, but a real medium of exchange. Students become more aware that communication depends on clarity, responsiveness, and intercultural sensitivity. Since I have only 5 minutes left, I would like to dwell on two more slides. The first one is related to the challenges that are usually met on learner level, teacher level, and system level. These frictions occur at the learner level when students may experience foreign language anxiety and are less willing to participate. Some are naturally more passive than others, while others are more aggressive and leading as students. At the teacher level, many teachers are not well equipped with facilitation skills and are not confident to organize discussions in classrooms. This is something I observe in our reality in Bulgaria, because most often foreign language education is textbook focused, and teachers rely too much on the textbook and what it provides, and are less willing to involve the students in any kind of discussions because they're afraid they cannot control what's happening in class. At the system level, the frictions come when we have large classes, rigid curricular, when we have exam-oriented assessment and limited time or classroom layout that prevents students from participating in authentic discussions. And the next slide I would like to focus on is the model for effective classroom sequence. First, as teachers, we should prepare the discussion and provide short readings, videos, guiding questions, and we also need to provide modeled frameworks. Learners need examples of how discussion works, so teachers can model useful phrases, so show sample exchanges, and provide sentence stems for agreeing, disagreeing, clarifying, and asking follow-up questions. The third stage is active exchange, when students can get involved in classroom interaction, group work, pair work, and build their own confidence. And the last one, which is last but not less important, is the post-discussion reflection. It is important because students reflect on what they said, how they said it, what strategies worked, what language was needed, important, useful, and how they can improve next time. I would not elaborate on the other slides because I don't have the time. But my final takeaway is that discussion-based pedagogy is important when it is carefully scaffolded, thoughtfully mediated, and institutionally supported. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much.